Hey guys, Sensei George here. Today, we're going over forward rolls and how to utilize them to go in a straight line. Ninja. So today, we're going over how to do forward roll. So that is the most essential roll that you should know. It will eventually be used in escapes, how to handle being thrown, how to learn how to do rolling break falls. The reasons that you need to learn the forward roll are numerous. But this one technique alone has saved my life more times than any other martial arts technique out there. The forward roll is an essential thing that you need to have in your book and in your toolbox of when you're walking the streets, okay? So, our first thing is I'm going to go over the basics about how to do the forward roll, just to make sure that everyone is across the straight line and they understand like what they need to know. And then I'm going to go over how to actually fine-tune your forward roll so that you can do a very tight and straight angle roll, okay? So, first things first, forward roll. I like to teach it starting from Ichimonji no Kamae. So from here, I make sure that I have this very strong base. It's about 30% to 40% on the front leg, 60 to 70% on the back leg of your body weight, okay? Now, from this back posture, I'm gonna lean forward and have my hands in a diamond, okay? So, Kamae, hands in diamond, rock forward so that my hands are facing the same thing. Now, for teaching this, I'm gonna show that my knee touches the ground, so I can get nice and low. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and tuck my chin on the rear shoulder. And I'm going to go from shoulder to hip, okay? Left shoulder to right hip. I tuck my chin, lean forward, back into Kamae. Going the opposite direction, rocking forward, tucking my chin, going over, Kamae. Okay? So, just a few key points on this is that when you're learning how to do the forward roll, a lot of people end up hitting their shoulder, and that sucks. So one drill I'll put out there for you guys about how to get better at this is when you come down here, start to rock forward, just go ahead and put your shoulder on the ground. That way you don't have to worry about hitting it. And that'll help you get over the fear of your feet going over your head, getting you down nice and close to the ground, and letting everything take place. Okay? It'll keep it nice and tight. Now, however, if you start feeling that you're hitting the bones on your pelvis, which sucks, we've all been there, especially when you start taking these to the concrete, the way to fine-tune that is, not everyone is built the same. Some people have bones that stick out more than others. So for me specifically, I actually aim to land more on my butt or to the very side of that versus actually going directly over the pelvic bone, which was normally where I first learned how to do it. So I go off a little bit further to the side, and sometimes I'll even aim for the side of my leg. So when I go to do that, it helps me roll so I no longer feel any pain from my pelvis hitting the ground. So I want you guys to take that into consideration is what we're telling you when we say shoulder to hip, that's very right. But because people have different body types, sometimes you might have to modify it a little bit to be more fitting to you. Yeah. So now let's get to how to roll in a straight line. Very important, because guess what? If I'm rolling in a dojo with like 12 people and we're going in a straight line and I go to roll off to the side and someone rolls over me, we can get hurt. Simple as that. But also for training purposes, like actually self-defense, if I mean to roll somewhere else because, oh look, there's nothing there, and then I roll into a tree because I rolled incorrectly, then that's my fault. Poor self-awareness and how to modify my body. Okay? So now to go over this. So I'm gonna go into Kamae again. I'm facing you. When I go down to the ground, here are the two things that lead you and tell you where you are when you're going to roll. This lead knee, okay? That's one of them. Because if my knee is pointing somewhere else, it automatically makes me go off to an angle. If my knee is pointing straight, that's where I'm going to go. So just to show you guys an example, my knee is facing this way. I'm in Kamae, but my knee's facing in, and I go to roll. It limits to the point where I can actually control where I'm going, okay? So, step one, knee needs to point where you want to roll. Step two, shoulder also needs to point where you want to roll. Because say now my knee is straight, but I come down for this roll, but my shoulder shoots over there. Doesn't matter where the knee was pointing. It's going to take me sideways. So now, with both my knee and my shoulder pointing in the same direction and my chin tucked, now it's going to take me in a straight line. So I go back to stance. 1, 2, facing the same direction. Come forward, straight roll. Okay? This is something that will make you excel as a white belt and push you forward through our ranks in the United States Ninpo Academy. Now, just keep that in mind though. When you're doing these, try to have your shoulder and knee in sync when you start to go over your rolls. And the last tip that I'm going to give you is to prevent yourself from going off at an angle, also pay attention to your back leg. Because when I go here, now my knee's not on the ground because I'm doing it more advanced. I'm going to throw this leg off of the ground into the same direction that I'm rolling. If I'm not paying attention and I just throw this leg all willy-nilly and I go down for my roll, but it goes off to the side, that will also pull my roll in a different direction. So now we have 3 things to keep in mind: the knee, the lead shoulder, and the propelling leg. So now to show that from behind so you guys can see that as well. My knee points straight, my shoulder points straight in the same direction, then this foot is going to kick off in a straight line, allowing me to maintain that angle. Once more, coming towards you. Knee, shoulder, rear leg. Come on. Okay, that's the 4 roll and how to keep it straight. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can keep up with what we ninjas do. どうもありがとうございました。